Hey guys, my name is Devin Farmer. I'm a brand new traveler, and that means that I have been doing an absolutely ridiculous amount of research in the world of travel recently. So today I wanted to share a little bit of that research with you through the form of a review/comparison video of the new Allpa 35 liter by Cotopaxi versus the old version of the 35 liter. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I just want to start this off by saying I'm in no way affiliated with Cotopaxi, but I will leave a link down in the description so that you guys can buy this bag after you're done if you would like to. I have been researching travel bags for the past 2 weeks, trying to figure out what I wanted, staying up till like 5 a.m. every night. But I grabbed this bag because it kind of checked all the boxes for me. So I want to start out by telling you a few reasons why I picked this bag personally, and that might give you an idea sort of whether or not this bag is right for you. The first box that I checked off with this bag was the price. It was like just the right price actually. I didn't want to go over $150-ish for a half decent travel bag. So this was actually on sale on Backcountry for $150 at the time, which was perfect. So I went ahead and bought the green version, which is the newer version of the bag. Only come to find out a week later that the black and blue version of the bag that I really wanted before was on sale for the same price. And I'm actually going to send back the black and blue version. And I'm actually going to explain that a little bit later in this video. So if you just want to skip straight ahead to that and see what the difference is between the versions, you can go ahead to this time code right here. You can actually pick up these bags right now, or any bag for that matter, for 20% off of Cotopaxi's website right now. So that's super convenient. They also give you a 20% off coupon for signing up for their email list. So don't rush to it. Watch this video a few times, do your research. The second box that I wanted to check off was the durability. I wanted to make sure that I had a bag that I could use for years. It's got all YKK zippers, so you know that those are gonna hold up. Those are tried and true zippers, they're awesome. The outside has the biggest zippers because that's what's gonna be opened and closed the most for the most part. On top of that, the front panel is a 1000D TPU coated polyester, while the sides and back are made of an 840D ballistic nylon paneling. Now the reason that I didn't go with like the jet black version of this bag, I wanted a little bit of color, especially something like green that dirt wouldn't show up on very much, because I definitely plan to do a lot of hiking alongside my traveling and stuff like that. So I would just want to be able to like throw this bag around, really beat the crap out of it, and make sure that it still looks okay, because I know that whenever black fabric meets dirt, it is usually a disaster. Another reason that I picked this bag was the fact that it had a hip belt. I don't know why that was such a big box for me, but I wanted a hip belt so bad. It just feels so much more comfortable on my back having one. For those of you guys that have carried around like huge packs filled with stuff, it's a game changer, honestly. The crappy part about this hip belt is all of the online reviews are right. For me personally, I'm 5'10", and the hip belt does sit a little bit high on my waist. It's a little bit better with the new version where you have the removable hip belt, because you can kind of move it down and like Velcro it down a little bit further. But yeah, for people that are tall or have long torsos, sort of like me, you know, that could be a make or break for this pack. But I would try it out before you just go and shoo it away, you know. So something else that I really wanted out of a bag was a suitcase style opening. I just wanted that personally for organization purposes. I really don't think I'm going to use packing cubes in this. I know that's like such a hot take for a lot of travelers, but this is one of those bags that you can obviously get away with not doing that. And this bag is great for that. It has a lot of nice pockets on the inside, while also keeping it pretty simple. I don't really need a whole lot of bells and whistles, especially on like the inside of the bag, the main compartment. So I would say this is actually one of the biggest boxes. I wanted to be able to use this as my single bag for traveling. Now, I'm actually planning on doing a full year around Australia on a work and travel visa. 35 liters might not sound like a whole lot to some of you. 35 liters might sound like too much to some of you for a year of travel. I don't know you. This seemed like the perfect amount of space for me to be able to pack quite a bit of clothes, as you'll see pretty shortly here in this little package. So the next reason that I got this bag is something that is really important to me, and that is having an included rain cover. I don't know why it's so hard for companies to just throw a rain cover in there. For some reason, I can way more easily justify paying $20, $30 more for a bag if it has an included rain cover, as opposed to just buying the cover separately. I don't know, I'm a freak. You kind of see where I'm coming from though, right? Like, small details help. Small details like that. It shows that you care for the customer more. So I think personally more bag companies should just throw in a rain cover if your bag isn't waterproof. And the last reason that I wanted this bag is because it had a separate laptop compartment. This is really important for me because I will be doing some remote work for people back here in America once I go to Australia. So I will show you this later, but it is a little bit small. It could have been a little bigger on this bag. They fixed that on the 42-liter Allpa, but sadly on this bag, it's just a teeny bit too small. I'll let you decide for yourself whether or not that's a make or break on this bag though. So now that we checked off all my boxes, I want to go ahead and show you around the bag a little bit. So let's go ahead and go to the floor. All right, so now that we're on the ground, I want to go ahead and just go through the bag on the inside really quick first. So let's go ahead and unzip this. So as you can see, crap pile of compartments on the inside. They make it super easy to compartmentalize your stuff in here. So I just want to go ahead and go through a few of the pockets first. So up here you've got a couple little zip pockets. I just keep a couple pairs of socks in there. Something that I noticed with these two zip pockets up here actually is that you probably don't want to keep a whole lot of stuff like clothes. It's going to bulge out of there because it does make the bag a little bit harder to zip. I'd say like right around here is where it starts to get hard every single time I try to zip it whenever I have stuff in here. So probably little stuff like electronics and chargers is what I would put up here. And then we'll move on down to this part of the bag down here where we've got another bigger zipper compartment. I would say this is probably where you're going to want to keep your shoes, maybe a pair of flip-flops and a pair of tennis shoes for your travels. There's definitely a lot of space in there, but we'll go ahead and take those out. And there's actually, you can see I took my rain jacket out of there. There's actually some more space up in here. Again, you probably don't want to pack this out too much up here because that will stop you from being able to close the bag easily, especially if you got stuff out in the front compartment out here, which I'll get to in a minute. So we'll go ahead and close this up. And we'll open this big compartment up. This is the main compartment where you'll keep your, packing cubes, loose clothes, whatever you want to do. Again, I'll probably not even use packing cubes with this bag just because there's so much organization stuff in here. It's something to keep in mind with this bag is that you don't necessarily need to buy more packing cubes and things like that. So you'll notice that in the midst of all of these clothes here, I actually left this little portion up here open, and I might have to leave a bigger hole, but I'll show you why after we get out to the front of the bag, so just keep that in mind. But we'll go ahead for the time being, take all these clothes out. As you can see, I've got a sweatshirt in here, a couple pairs of shorts, another pair of shorts, pair of jeans, and I think there's like 7 t-shirts or something ridiculous in here. 6. So, and that wasn't even really fully packed out. I could have stuffed more stuff up here and whatever. So it's definitely got a ton of space. 35 liters is a good amount of space, especially for, like a week-long travel, I would say is what most people are saying. But let's go ahead and clear this stuff off and move it out of the way here. But as you can see, or maybe not see, hopefully you can see it from that far, there is a little teeny tiny zipper compartment right in here. This is kind of a hidden zipper feature. You want to keep like stuff that you want to keep safe in here, maybe some extra cash or something like that. This is a good place to try and keep maybe, I don't think it's big enough for a passport, but you can stick your wallet, your keys, stuff like that in here. If you're going to be on a long journey and you don't need any of that stuff, then you can go ahead and keep that kind of stuff in here, and it'll keep it nice and safe and hidden away from the rest of the world. That's pretty much it for the inside of the bag. I'm going to go ahead and stuff my stuff back in here and close it back up, and then we'll get to the outside of it. All right, so we're back to the outside of the bag, and one of the first things you'll probably notice right off the bat is you've got these little loops right on the front here, and that's obviously for hanging stuff off of, using carabiners, things like that to hang towels, wet clothes, an extra pair of shoes, whatever you want to hang off of here. You could probably even optionally put straps onto these, actually. Like maybe back and forth this way, put a skateboard on there. If you're like a wakeboarder or something like that, it might be a little big, but you can give it a shot. But yeah, these actually are all over the bag. They're even up here at the top. As you can see, there's quite a few of these. Another feature that this bag has is it's got a great grab handle right on the top, but it's also got a grab handle on each side, even on the bottom here. So that is super useful if you're throwing it up in the top of a plane or something. you can just go ahead and grab it from any side that you throw it in. Something else that I wanted to show you before we get into the zippers on the outside of this bag is that the shoulder straps and the waist strap are all hideable. So that's good for, carry-ons, and really if you just want to throw it around and not have the problem of straps hanging out everywhere. So I'll go ahead and show you these tucked in. Go ahead and tuck these away just like that. There's a little buckle right here. To tuck these away, all you have to do is unstrap this little buckle here. It's super easy, so you go ahead and stow those. And I don't have the hip belt on here right now. I'll go grab that just so I can show you what it looks like. Shove these through so I can show you what it looks like stowed away. And I'm not going to give you the luxury of speeding this up. It takes 10 seconds. Looks a little messy. You're going to be all right. All right, so as you can see, everything's kind of stowed away. I will say it doesn't necessarily feel very bulky whenever you've got the stuff stowed away, but it definitely looks bulky. There's probably a better way to tuck these in here a little easier, but that gives you the idea. You can kind of take this, throw it up into the top of the plane. Obviously no problems because there's no straps hanging out or anything like that. So now that everything's stowed away, we'll go ahead and take a look at the top zipper, the front zipper on this bag. So we'll go ahead and take a look in there. I think I've just got my day pack stuck in here already. I'm going to go ahead and take that out and show you. So I've got that all rolled up inside, and you can see there's a ton of space on the inside of this bag, or maybe you can't see, I can't really tell. But either way, there is a lot of space. Like you can shove your hand maybe a third of the way down the bag in this bag. As you can see, there is another orange zipper on the inside here with a big mesh pocket. It runs pretty much the entire length of the front pocket here. You'll go ahead and unzip that, and I've got my rain cover in here. Super nice that Cotopaxi includes this. I love that again. There is another couple little internal pockets to kind of organize your, again, electronics, stuff like that. I would probably put my toiletries bag in here, stuff like that. Again, my day pack, just to kind of keep stuff organized on the inside of my bag, and also give me access to my toiletries if I need them. So we'll zip this back up. Okay, so the laptop compartment is on the right side of the bag here. It's the big blue zipper on this bag, but you unzip that, and as you can see, it is a little bit easier to get your stuff in here. I'm going to go ahead and get this hip belt out of here because it is a little easier to get your laptop in there whenever you have that unpacked. But as you can see there, it's a pretty spacious laptop compartment. There's also a spot inside with a little Velcro piece to put an iPad. I think they said it would fit like up to an 11-inch iPad or something like that. This pocket supposedly fits up to a 15-inch. Some people say that you could fit your 17-inch laptop in there. I find that hard to believe because let me show you when I try to put my 15-inch MacBook Pro in a little soft case in there. As you can see, as you should be able to see, it does stick out a little bit. So I have a hard time zipping it up with this case on there personally. So I don't possibly see how they could fit a 17-inch laptop in here. But that's something to keep in mind if you do have a larger laptop. You may want to take into consideration how small this is. It is a little bit bigger on the 42-liter Allpa, obviously, and a lot of people say that that has fixed that problem, so I would possibly go with that, but it might not be as carry-on compliant. I'm not really sure. At least for my purposes, I know that I need a more restricting bag. I'll show you, it does fit this pretty easily without the case. It zips right up. So, again, it's not a deal breaker, but I kind of wish that it was a little bit bigger, as does everybody else online, honestly. Something else that's kind of nice is whenever you've got your laptop in here, the back panel of this bag isn't super hard. So it does make it a little bit harder to carry around whenever you're carrying it for longer distances with a lot of weight. So something that I noticed is obviously whenever you have something hard in the back like a laptop, it helps you kind of stabilize the back of this bag a little bit, harden it up a little bit. And honestly, if you weren't going to carry around a laptop, I would just throw in maybe a hard piece of plastic or something back here, and that would definitely like firm up this bag a lot. So honestly, if I ended up not taking my laptop on a trip, I probably will do that. So that's just something to keep in mind. So we'll go ahead and zip this back up here, and I want to show you the other side. This is the part with the black zipper, and something that I wanted to share with you guys is, you remember that little hole opening that I had in the middle of my clothes in this bag? Well, this zipper actually leads on to the inside of your suitcase, like clothes area. So my idea was to put a camera cube up in the top up here, because I will be carrying my DSLR and stuff with me. So I want to put a little camera cube up here and give myself easy access to that, since there isn't really a way to do that on the outside of this bag otherwise. You could obviously put it up in this front pocket here, and that would probably be okay. But for added security, for my own paranoia, that's just something that's really cool about this bag. I think that was a really neat feature that they added that in there for, so it's pretty awesome. Something else that I forgot to mention, that there's these little black loops right here on every single one of your zippers, and that is actually meant as an added little security feature. I've seen other bags do this too, but it definitely makes things a little harder to get into, but you know, it'll stop that thief that's looking for a quick grab. So that's pretty awesome. That's a nice little feature, Cotopaxi. So yeah, that's all the features on this bag. So now we'll go ahead and get into the differences between the two, the new and the old version. So go ahead to that. So there aren't any huge differences between the new and the old version of the bag. Once the black bag got to my house, I packed it all up. I was so excited. I was like walking around the house with my brand new bag on. And then in typical fashion, I am severely indecisive. So I went ahead and packed all that same crap that I had in the old black version into the new green version of the bag. And it was like night and day. The green version was like ultra comfy. Now I can't talk too much crap about the old version of the bag, because I'm pretty sure there was quite a few years of time in between the time that they made that bag and the new bag. But I do want to go over the like little differences that make this new bag just a little bit more worth it to me. Obviously, the first reason is that the hip belt is not removable on the old packs. That makes things a lot harder for people that don't like hip belts flopping around and hitting you in the sides. Packhacker.com seems to have a huge beef with hip belts for some reason, but you know, I personally love it, like I said, so it wouldn't have bothered me too much. But the new version, since you can remove it, also means that you can move it up and down just a little bit, like I would say like micrometers. You can move that just a little bit, and that helps you to adjust it, you know, up or down depending on whether or not you're taller or shorter. So that's a pretty big deal, honestly, compared to the old version. Another thing that I found whenever I put the new version on compared to the old one that was all packed out was that the straps are definitely a little bit wider on the new version, which helps distribute the weight easier. I mean, I haven't actually traveled with any of these bags yet, so take my word with a grain of salt, but I have traveled with really heavy things on my back before, and it's a big difference. Hey guys, so I was going through and editing this video, and then I realized that the next part that I was about to say was actually invalid. This bag right here has a piece of plastic in it that hardens up the back, and I thought that that was just exclusively in the new bag, but turns out the old bag also had a piece just in a different place in the bag, which made it a little less sturdy and a little more uncomfortable. So my final answer is this bag is still more comfortable because of the placement of this piece of plastic. Oh, and I also found one other little feature. I didn't realize this until I went through some of the footage, but the netting on the inside of the new bag actually opens outward whenever you unzip it, as opposed to inward toward the bag. Ding! Just a weird little feature, but now we can get back to the video. And the last difference, I'm actually going to give the gold star to the old backpack, because it has compression straps on the inside, which definitely helps if you're not using packing cubes or compression cubes. But I think I found a little workaround for the new backpack. If you're not a hip belt person, you can go ahead and take that hip belt off and strap it around the biggest part of your bag to kind of compress it down just a little bit. Or obviously just buy some compression or packing cubes to kind of help keep things tidy in there. So I just want to go ahead and close with saying that I change my mind about stuff all the time, and I still have like 7 months until my plane leaves for this trip, so I could very well end up buying another bag. But if not, I will do like a 1-year review once I finally get on my trip. So if your trips are like way far out, that'll give you an idea of whether or not you actually want this bag better. If you guys like this video, please drop it a like down below. It'll really help people that need to see this video. Also, if you want to see more helpful videos from me in the future, stuff like more reviews of travel products, planning my travels, the actual travel itself, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm going to try to upload every single week. With that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.